What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Buddy Mode. So today we got some more Pokemon Legends Z-A news. We got a release date for the game, and we got an announcement for a Pokemon Presents on July 22nd. We just thought we'd take this opportunity to kind of discuss our thoughts on Pokemon Legends Z-A since we haven't really talked much about it at all yet. Jason, what are you thinking of this game so far?
I think it's exciting. So Sean's the resident Pokemon master in the room. I dabble in Pokemon. Love it. I dabble in Pokemon. I'm actually more of a Fuecoco guy myself. I know that's not the same region. Who's the fire in? Score Bunny.
Yeah. I love Score Bunny.
Yeah, I like him too. No, I think Rowlet might be the winner in that region.
So Rowlet's from Alola, and then Score Bunny is from Galar. Litten is from.
Thank you.
Litten's from the same region.
Litten.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Which I don't know. I'm a cat owner now. So Litten has like a special place in my heart a little bit now after owning a cat. But Rowlet will always be number one to me.
Hopefully your cat stays on all four legs and doesn't stand up.
I know. That would be terrifying.
So Pokemon Z-A is super exciting. I think that it's super cool to be coming back to the Legends type style. I liked Scarlet and Violet. I did like them. I like the world. I like the environment. I like the atmosphere that they've been creating. And I think that the Pokemon Company's been getting better and better at creating these worlds. I don't know if they've been working on the engine a bit more. I don't know if they're just getting, better at working in these 3D worlds or whatever. But I think the games have been generally going in an upward direction, which has been exciting. It's super cool to see what new Pokemon are going to be in that region that we haven't seen in 3D before. That's exciting, or like full HD 3D. And it's cool to be back in, this is the black and white region, right?
X and Y.
X and Y region.
Yeah.
So that's super exciting to be back in that region and to be able to see those Pokemon again. So, but I'll turn it over to the Pokemon expert.
Yeah. So there's going to be there's going to be a decent amount of Pokemon that haven't been featured on the Switch yet, like in general. There's a few Pokemon that have been locked to the 3DS for a while, so finally getting those natively on the Switch is going to be cool without having to jump through hoops or using Pokemon Go or whatever. X and Y hold a special place in my heart because, like, they were the first 3D Pokemon games, if you don't count, like, Coliseum or Pokemon XD. Mega Evolutions are coming back for the first time since that era. And so people are just stoked. And there's going to be new Mega Evolutions for Pokemon that didn't previously get them. So revisiting that whole mechanic is going to be cool. I'm just really excited. Something that is a bit concerning is the fact that it all takes place in one city. So you're taking part in the urban redevelopment plan of Lumiose City, which is like the capital of the Kalos region. And it is confirmed to take place after X and Y. So it's not like Legends Arceus that takes place in the ancient past. This is essentially a sequel to X and Y, which is cool. But I would like to see a little bit outside the city if possible. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's definitely maybe on the surface less exciting than something like Arceus where you're running around this big open world and you get to see different environments kind of and be able to, walk around in nature. something about nature's just naturally, more adventurous and exciting and stuff rather than being in the city. In the city, it almost makes me feel like, oh, what sort of events will you be able to be a part of, or whatever? What sort of things will you be able to do in the city? When you're thinking of the city, you think of bustling and energy, and you're thinking of all the different activities that you can do. So I wonder if that's something that they'll lean into for this. I don't know if that's something that has existed previously in Pokemon games.
Um, Not really. There's not a whole lot of like dynamic events like that happening in Pokemon games. So yeah, that's an interesting point. I really hope that there's constantly stuff to do in this city. One of the big things that they have talked about already is you're going to be part of a tournament. Um, so at nighttime, you can like challenge trainers on the streets. Um, and you start at rank Z, and the goal is to get to rank A. And they say that whoever reaches rank A gets a wish granted. So that's going to be a whole, like, one of the most important parts of the game is just battling these trainers on the streets, raising your rank up. And it seems kind of cool.
That's really cool, and it almost reminds me a little bit of Street Fighter 6, which I don't know if you've played too much of, but you have the story mode where you run around the city and you just challenge random people to a fight, and you're kind of just like leveling up through that and gaining experience and also being able to do battles through that. So, and in that situation, a city works super well because you get to go to see different like Street Fighter characters from previous games in different parts of the city, and they're, say, like teaching a lesson, or they're like doing something else, and you get to see them kind of like in their environment, which is really cool. But at the whole time, you're kind of working on your own custom character and helping them like grow ranks. So it sounds like something similar where you're just running around and trying to like level up your character almost in a way, even if it's not like a straight number level up system.
Yeah, that sounds really similar, actually. And something that's brand new for this game is the battle system itself. So instead of it being turn-based, it's like a real-time like action game. So like you have your 4 moves on each of the 4 face buttons, and you yourself, the trainer, can like walk around and like use the moves. Like I think you compared it to like Marvel Rivals or something, where you have like,
okay, yeah,
so you have your 4 buttons, and so you use Ember, say, and then you have a cooldown on Ember, but you can still use the other moves, and you can like actively dodge and stuff like that. It kind of feels like the anime for the first time. There's always a running joke where it's like, Ash can tell his Pikachu to dodge. Why can't I tell my Pokemon to dodge? Like, so.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like way more involved. Like you actually get to. It's still RPG, but it has a little bit of that kind of like. You get to intervene with your Pokemon. You don't have to sit there in pain while they get knocked out.
Exactly, and something about Pokemon games, after you've played them for as long as I have, you kind of get into this autopilot mode where you're like just kind of mashing A through battles and stuff like that. So it'll be nice to like have to actively engage in like every battle. You can't just mindlessly sit back and mash the A button. It's like you're gonna have to move and like strategize a little bit more. So that's gonna be really cool and exciting.
Yeah, that's super engaging. The battle system's so different. So are there a lot of Pokemon this time? Like, how many Pokemon are they shooting for, or do we know? So
in Legends Arceus, they pretty much just kept it to the Sinnoh region Pokedex, with some outliers. I think there was a total of like, I could be wrong, but I think around like 250 in that game.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, what, like 20% of all the Pokemon like that have been, I mean, all the existing Pokemon. So I'm hoping for a bit bigger of a Pokedex, but from all the trailers and stuff we've seen, it's a lot of just Kalos region Pokemon, which makes sense. So since it's a smaller scale like environment, I can see them just putting the like 250 300 Pokemon in that environment without it not making sense. Like, why is there a Hoenn region Pokemon here that was never here in X and Y, you know? So I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, that's interesting. So for back to the city, like the whole environment thing of it, do you think that there will be more? Like, do you think that there's going to be, say, like a side quest, like a mini quest that takes you into the sewers, and then there's, you know, you can only find the muck Pokemon in the
Oh
sewers?
man, that would be cool. That's kind of an interesting way to think about, like, they did say it takes place in Lumiose City, but I mean, when you do think of a city, you do think of a sewer system, a subway system, like you go into a mall and there's like fashion Pokemon or something like that. Like, so there are many facets to a city where that stuff could happen. I was thinking more like outside the perimeter, but I could absolutely see going into the sewer and seeing a muck or a Rattata, like just munching on the trash or something.
Yeah. Yeah, like what other type of city things? Like, is Pokemon Company typically secretive about this stuff, or like do they show everything initially, or is there some room for imagination? Like, is there a possibility that there's more areas in the city that we haven't seen yet?
I think it's a possibility. Something that Game Freak hasn't been like super great about is like just interiors of places. Like, especially with Scarlet and Violet, like you can't even go into a lot of those buildings. So I don't know, like I hope, since it's a city where buildings are like integral to like the environment, that you can go into most of them. I hope there's a lot of secret paths and things to uncover, like a sewer system, like or a subway system. Like, I just hope they do a good job creating those interiors and allowing you to go into those places. Like, because the fact that you couldn't enter any buildings in Scarlet and Violet, and the ones that you could were like, you could go to like restaurants, but it would just be a menu that you just scroll through. It wasn't even an interior that you could actually explore. So I don't know. I could see it going both ways. I could see them not bothering with other environments and just it being the city that you just run around in. But hopefully, with this team, they take it up a notch.
Yeah, hopefully with it being kind of maybe not smaller scale, but visually region-wise smaller scale, they can spend all that energy and creating assets to make it more kind of like a traditional RPG, like the Dragon Quest, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Dragon Quest 11 comes to mind, where you can walk into a lot of buildings and you can see people in there and you can talk to them, and some of them don't even, you know, progress the storyline or really like do anything. But it's just cool to be able to have like a world and to be able to go into buildings and you can go on rooftops. That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you like fight Pokemon up there or what it is.
There have been some videos of like trainer battles happening up on the roofs, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. And then do you get to, speaking of rooftops, it made me think of riding Pokemons. Do you think you'll be able to grab onto a Pidgey and you'll be able to float off of a building?
Man, that's a good question. I think they might have shown off you riding on a Go-Goat, which was a huge that was like one of the big selling points of X and Y, was being able to ride a Go-Goat through Lumiose City. I think they might have shown that off, but I would be shocked if they went from Legends Arceus, which had like 5 different Pokemon you can use to traverse the region to not being able to do that at all in this one. That would be really disappointing. I don't see it being like you can ride any Pokemon that looks rideable. Like it'd probably be like a small selection of like 5 or 6 that serve different purposes. But yeah, I could see that happening.
That's cool. So niche question then. For Arceus, did I say Arceus right? Is it Arceus? Arceus?
It's interchangeable. I hear both all the time.
Okay, cool. Shiny hunting. What was shiny hunting like then? What was shiny hunting like in Scarlet and Violet? And then what's shiny hunting likely gonna be like? Or just kind of maybe all together, not just shiny hunting, but the post-game stuff and the stuff that'll keep, like the long-time Pokemon people, coming back besides catching them all.
Man, that's a great question, because Legends Arceus, honestly didn't really have much of a post-game. Like, you did the story, and then it was shiny hunting. Like, that was the post game. And even in Scarlet and Violet, it was very similar. Before the DLCs came out, and I mean, those are DLCs. I mean, I can't even really include those in the base game, so yeah, the post game in Pokemon games recently has been very lackluster, unfortunately. I feel like they're using the fact that it's online is like almost like a crutch. Like, they're like, there's no post game, but we'll give them these like raid battles every week or whatever. It's like, that's not fun. I play Pokemon for like the lore and the story. And the older Pokemon games did have a pretty robust post game, especially like Black and White, Diamond and Pearl. Those had awesome post games. So I'm hoping that this game has like a really robust post game after the main story, where you can go find like a new legendary or a collection of legendaries, or I hope shiny hunting is just a blast like it was in Legends Arceus, to where it might not matter that much.
Yeah, overall it looks pretty promising. It looks very promising. The fact that they're kind of like reeling in the scope and making it maybe a little bit smaller feeling kind of gives me a little bit of hope too, because Pokemon Company, likes to keep their teams small and to keep things the way that they were. So so it's nice to see them kind of like batting in their league. And,
oh yeah.
And maybe that'll make for a tighter, and to playing to their strengths, which was Arceus, which is, one of the most liked Pokemon games of recent history. So
definitely,
yeah, that's exciting. I think this is, although there's a bunch of questions in the air right now, and we don't know what it is really. I think it's probably one of the most exciting Pokemon games in recent history.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it'll be nice to play it on the Switch 2 with like a great frame rate and a great resolution, which is something Pokemon fans have wanted for a very long time. And I think we'll get a taste of that when Scarlet and Violet gets their graphical upgrades on day one. Oh. So yeah. It's gonna be
That'll
nice.
Be exciting. We'll have to visit each other's worlds and or however the multiplayer worked, because I never actually played multiplayer on that. I bought the whole game exclusively for that, and just kind of played on my own the whole time.
Yeah, and the multiplayer is where a lot of the glitches happened, right, in Scarlet and Violet. So yeah, being able to play multiplayer with stable frame rate, and hopefully a lot more under the hood improvements that they've done. Yeah, we could totally do that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
And yeah, I didn't actually say when the date was coming out, or when the game was coming out. It's coming out on October 15th, I believe. So not too far. I mean,
Yeah.
it feels far, but when they were saying late 2025, I was thinking like, oh, this is a December game. Like this might even get pushed. I don't know. So
Yeah, 5-ish months. That's
Yeah.
soon.
yep, right near your birthday. So
Yeah.
maybe that could be a birthday present.
Nice.
Cool. I want to double check that date really quick because I looked at it like once. Hold on. October 16th. I was a day off.
Close.
Close.
Cool. But if you're standing in line at GameStop, maybe there'll be a midnight release or something. So maybe you will get it on the 15th.
I've gotten pretty much every Pokemon game since Emerald the day before, so,
Yeah.
so I probably will get
Yeah.
it on the 15th, honestly.
Nice.
Yep.
Thanks for
Cool.
your master Pokemon information.
Yeah, no
It's super
problem.
informative every single time. So I'm excited for Z-A.
Yeah, me too. Cool. Well, yeah, thanks everybody for watching this this discussion. And there will be plenty more discussions when the Switch 2 comes out and when we get our hands on all these awesome games. So, yeah, stay tuned and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.